All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another. Oh, damn, wrong audio. Shit, my bad. Should have probably checked. Shit.
Says Tone trying to go live. All right. How?
Hello everyone. Welcome
Whoa.
to another. Oh, damn. Wrong.
Clearly, I'm on the road, so I don't know which is the right microphone, but the new webcam's working. So I think the audio is good. Well, you'll let me know because I don't know which audio is. I have the mic, but I don't know which setting it is because it's a new laptop. So if I speak into it, does it go loud? And then if I kind of do like this, does it go down? Probably. All right. I think that's the mic. All right. I think we got it. I think we got the mic settled. All right. So welcome to this episode of Trading Bitcoin. Yeah, you're good. Okay, good. Audio's good. Everything's good. So here we go. Big day today. The S&P was falling. I was just been busy. So the streams this week might be a little bit randomish. Had to go on a mission to try and get the conference up and running for April. So gonna be kind of busy and seeing what's going on. Anyway, let's go to the charts. Lots of things happened today. Back to wearing the buy the dip shirt because we're gonna, you know what? Hold on. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, now we're in business. Okay, let's go to the charts. That's the monthly chart. Not much is going to change, but the month is coming to an end soon, so we will soon find out. Yeah, you know what? Hey guys, can we test the audio a little bit? I'm curious which one because I'm going to need it for the future. So I have 3 audio choices. This is audio 1, and then just like reply 1, 2, or 3. So this is audio 1, and right now I'm gonna switch to audio 2, and I don't know if there's a difference between 1 and 2 at all because they look almost the same as my options. So I'm switching to audio 2.
Now it's audio 3. I have a feeling audio 2 didn't work at all. So it's either audio 1 or audio 3. So hopefully it should be 1 because audio 3 is my laptop is my webcam, and audio 1 is my mic that's connected to me. So all right, so it's 1 versus 3. It's a toss-up. Oh, it's good to know my new webcam has a decent mic. Whoa. all right, I got it. They're both okay. 1 and 3 is both okay. Damn. All right, now we can go to the charts. All right, I'm gonna switch back to
My actual mic, that's back on 1. All right, now I know my mic setup. So here we go. Here's the weekly chart. The week ended really nicely. Did we close the week above the Mendoza line of 13,000? And we barely did. We closed just above 13,000, which means I would be bullish going into this week. So looking at the weekly chart, as you can see, we're only not even a day into the weekly chart, and plenty of time to go. Nothing else to say other than we are bullish going into this week. And the daily chart, however, is where things get interesting. I know I have this triangle, but it's kind of in my way. So I'm going to take this triangle, I'm going to move it out of the way. I'm going to put it on top. And the reason is because I want it to be very, very clear that so far in the last 24 hours, we have had the MRI top. And the top actually came the day before when there was a yellow arrow here indicating that it's the day before an MRI top. Now, I didn't do a video yesterday, so you guys probably didn't see that orange arrow, but it was there. And now we have the official red arrow for an MRI top. So therefore, I have been expecting a pullback in the price of Bitcoin over the last 24 to 48 hours. And I believe this pullback can continue for another few days. So I would not be surprised if we pull back a little bit more. But overall, this is still a consolidation. I'm not sure I would fit this triangle in over here because of this shadow creating a new high. That normally doesn't happen. So I'm actually going to remove that triangle. And if anything, I would rather put a horizontal consolidation. And the break of the horizontal consolidation gives us something. I'm going to hold off till tomorrow before I'm going to hold off till tomorrow before I pronounce when I would be a bull again, short term, because the weekly scale, I'm still a bull. The weekly scale has not changed on being a bull. And right here, I'm looking at the highest close, and the highest close is 13,100, and let's round up. We'll say 13,150 bucks. So if we go up 13,150 and close above that, that creates a high probability of a breakout. Okay, so right now the daily chart is in a pullback stage or consolidation stage. I would wait for the daily chart to break out before being a bull again. But can this give us a buy the dip scenario? So what are the rules on an MRI top? Well, right now I am waiting for a 1 to 4 candle correction. And since the market is closing in 2 hours, because no matter where I am in the world, my computer is always on New York time, the 1 candle correction has already taken place. We have just made a 4-day new low. Maybe not 3-day new low, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do pull back tomorrow a little bit as well. So we're gonna take a wait and see approach. So from a daily perspective, I'm actually not bullish right now. I'm not bearish, but I'm not bullish. I'm completely neutral, waiting for the pullback to play itself out. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Let's see what happened. So this morning, here's the, it's the 1-hour chart. Well, how about that? 10 a.m. The dreaded 10 a.m. reversal. Let's go to the 4-hour chart first. So that's a very bullish candle. That's a gorgeous bullish candle on a 4-hour chart. Reminds me of this candle very much on the 4-hour scale. And this candle led to some serious upside. I don't think this one is going to do the same because, look, it was a little bit different here. This candle was coming off the latest swing high. Maybe not on intra 4-hour basis, but certainly on the closing basis. This looks like a high to me. This does not. This looks like a more legitimate high. This candle is coming off of a lower high, clearly a lower high. So because this is clearly a lower high, interesting how, well, the 4-hour chart certainly topped on an MRI top nicely. This, I don't have as much confidence in this. Also notice the higher level time frame, the daily gave us a top right here, right in line. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. So the 1-hour chart tops early this morning at 10 a.m. I'm dying to see what the 10-minute chart looked like. Where was that top? How close to the 10 a.m. was the top this morning? Oh, look at that. Oh, and an MRI top. Oh, wow. talk about a perfect sell opportunity. Look, I know this had a higher swing and it created a reversal candle, but look at that. Can you time that any perfectly? 10 a.m., the tone Vays 10 a.m. reversal, and right on schedule, we have the MRI top. Like it doesn't time better than that. Absolutely perfect. I didn't know that was coming. That wasn't staged, guys. So we go down from there and we bottomed out at around 1:30, 1:40 Eastern time. I think the stock market reversed around that time as well. And up we go. And I think this is where we're going to take a little bit of a dip. I'm not very bullish this minute. It's a 10-minute chart. It's not looking good. It went up nicely, but this is not a good looking hour either. Things are not looking very hot. By the way, one of the things about this computer, so it does have USB-C charging capability, which is what I'm using, but the native charger with this laptop weighs about 2 kilograms. I shit you not. The computer, this new beast of a laptop is not light either. I mean, maybe not 4 kilo, but the laptop itself, I think, is about 2.5 to 3 kilos. And the charger is another 1.5 to 2 kilos, maybe at least 1 kilo. It's insane. It's like this. So there's no way I bring it with me if I travel anywhere. So I have to use USB-C charging, which it does have the capability, but it can't charge it fast enough. So I drain the battery faster than I can charge it. And I'm down to 25%. So we'll see how long this lasts. This could be a very short show. Next time I'll make sure my laptop is fully charged, but it's a good experiment right here to see how we do. But there's also like real USB-C charging, and then there is on-the-go USB-C charging. I use the on-the-go, so it's only 65 watt USB-C charging, and this laptop drains a lot of juice. All right, I really have to look at the stock market and gold. So the stock market took a bit of a hit today. That was a pretty big, nasty drop. It's a drop of 58 points in the futures market at the close. Clearly, we were down about 100 points at one point, and that was pretty bad. This is the daily chart, and we are still in a bit of a pullback, but it's not the end of the world kind of pullback. As long as we don't breach these lows, actually, as long as we don't come close to these lows, as long as we stay above 3,250, we're okay. If we get anywhere below that, maybe even 3,300, I really would like us to stay above 3,300. I don't want to see us go below 3,300. The election's coming, and we'll see what happens. Here's the weekly chart. See, the weekly chart is not looking all that problematic. The weekly chart still looks fine. I will say that the RSI is rolling over and the MACD is rolling over, and those are bad metrics. But as long as the weekly chart stays above this close, we're okay. Same thing with the daily. As long as we stay above this area, we're okay. So not ready to panic quite yet. Gold. Since we lost this trend line, I'm no longer bullish on gold. At this point, I have to wait to get back above 1920. But right now, I'm not bullish gold, because if gold starts to push lower than 1880, I think that 1750 is still fully on the table. Okay. I'm going to take a look at your questions now. I don't really have anything else to say. Looked at these charts the other day. GBTC premium is back to 15.9. I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback, to be honest with you guys. I'd love to see us go back to that 1150 range, something that David and I talked about last week and Phil and I talked about last week. From a weekly perspective, a pullback Maybe that's a little too much, but back to that Fibonacci line, back to that 1150 area on a weekly pullback or a daily pullback would be pretty clean. It would be a nice back test. I would like to see it later. I would really like to see us move all the way to 14 and then pull back to 1150. But hey, 1150 is, I consider that a decent buy the dip. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. All right, let's look at your questions here. All right, Tone, did you see the biggest transaction in Bitcoin today? $1.4 billion worth. No, I did not. First time hearing about it. I did not know there was a $1.4 billion transaction in Bitcoin. It was probably an exchange. I doubt it was a person, but it could have been a person. But the probability is it was likely an exchange, just moving some Bitcoin around. I mean, it's definitely going to catch the eye of the regulators. I mean, they don't like billions of dollars moving around and they don't know what it is. I mean, they like knowing what it is, so they could, you know, let me stop there. But yeah, well, welcome to the new world. The new world is people can move billions of dollars and no one knows who's doing it. That's the power of Bitcoin. Now, if the traditional financial banking system respected people's property rights and respected people's value, respected people's money, like, you know, well, they don't really respect your property, but if your money was respected like your property or your organs, because money is kind of like your organs, money is just as important to a person's life as his vital organs, because if you don't have any money, you're not going to live very long because you'll have no money. You'll be a bum on the street. You can live long, but it's not going to be very enjoyable. So, I mean, what the government's supposed to be doing is they're supposed to be protecting your privacy of your money, but they like to do the complete opposite. So, if you ask me, $1 billion moving around in Bitcoin, that's great. All right. More questions. See what we got. Do you think we will fall after the election? Bitcoin? No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't. Stock market might, but not Bitcoin. And once again, I have to explain the correlation between Bitcoin and the stock market. If the stock market starts shooting to the moon, so will Bitcoin. But if the stock market starts to crash, Bitcoin will hold up. Like the stock market had one of its worst days. Excuse me. Let's look at the stock market. This is the worst day in the stock market since early October. And it's equally as bad as in early October. And then there was another bad day back in late September. So the stock market had a pretty bad day. But Bitcoin didn't have a bad day. Bitcoin's day was flat. We have a doji candle. So Bitcoin didn't move. Stock market has had several bad days in October. And Bitcoin did nothing but go up. So, however, I think Bitcoin would go up a lot bigger, a lot further if the stock market was rallying. So Bitcoin will rally with the stock market. But if the stock market drops, I think Bitcoin will just stay flat. Maybe it'll fluctuate a little bit. But I don't think Bitcoin will crash. So no, I'm not expecting a Bitcoin crash. If there's I'm not expecting an after an election sell. Let's see what else you got. Can I look at Boeing? Yeah, we can look at Boeing. Sure. This is PayPal on the back of news. Hey, the day PayPal allows you to buy Bitcoin, can you guys just make sure that I know that? I know I probably will, but because I'm probably gonna be one of the first people buying Bitcoin on PayPal. Maybe I consider it because I have money on PayPal and I can't seem to move it. So what else am I gonna do with it? They're not letting me collect my. They're not letting me connect my bank account to my PayPal.
All right, I don't know what happened to the sound. I brought it back, but I don't know why my microphone stopped working. Oh, maybe that's why. It's my bad. All right, so hey, let's test audios again. So I got the sound back. Now we're back to audio 3. But here's audio. All right, so anyway, this my camera, my webcam's microphone's working, but I don't know why my clip-on mic isn't working. So where did I lose sound? Oh, let me see. Well, anyway, I hope I didn't lose it before Boeing, but above 180 I'm bullish and below 150 I'm bearish. So we're smack in the middle and we've been in this middle forever. How am I doing on battery life? 19%. We're still going down. All right. I'll hang with you till my battery dies. About that. All right, let's move on. Tesla. People were asking about Tesla. No comment. Nothing's going on. Consolidating. Everything's consolidating. It's not interesting right now. I don't see anything going on in Tesla right now. So, nothing. No comment. More bearish than bullish right now. It's all about the election, guys. It's all about the election. More questions. If gold goes down, doesn't that mean dollar will go up? No, not at all. So, look, gold does have some correlation with the dollar, but that correlation is pretty minimal. It's, how do I explain it? Like when it comes to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is also correlated with the dollar. And if the dollar crashes, Bitcoin will skyrocket. And if the dollar strengthens a lot, Bitcoin will probably drop in price. But that correlation with the dollar is responsible for maybe 1%, maybe 3% at most of Bitcoin's value. And that's stretching it. I would say 1%. Bitcoin's price is 99% determined by supply and demand. Now, a lot of people will say that 40% of Bitcoin's price is determined by tether printing or whatever, right? But the reality is 99%, if not more, of Bitcoin's price is determined by supply and demand. People buying, people selling on exchanges. When it comes to gold, it's probably 85 to 90% dependent on buying and selling, or maybe 95%, and like 5% is dependent on the dollar rising and falling. So it has a greater correlation to the dollar, but it's not that big relative to what drives the price of gold. So gold is still driven by supply and demand. It's driven by fear and greed. So unless the dollar is falling 20-25% against global currencies, and what the hell is the dollar going to fall against? The dollar is going to fall 20% against the euro. It's going to fall 20% against the pound. It's going to fall 20% against the Canadian dollar. Well, like, what is it going to fall against? Is it suddenly going to fall 30-40% against the Turkish lira? Well, like, it's not going to happen. So no, gold falling has to do with the fact that gold has just double topped and it needs a break, and maybe it might form a giant cup and handle. Maybe gold isn't ready to break out from 2,000 to 3,000 until next year. Who knows? But I don't think it's dollar dependent. All right, let's see what else we got. I'm considering putting X amount of money on Biden's future. I mean, I'm going to bet on Trump, but that's not trading advice, nor gambling advice, nor nor presidential advice. I don't think Biden's going to win unless they cheat. And there is a high probability that the Democrats will cheat and mail in a bunch of ballots. But I mean, I still think Trump's going to win. I could be wrong. I'm not here to give betting advice. Shouldn't be gambling. It's a bad idea. Tone, if gold goes, okay, I thought I looked at that already. Tone, I haven't read or seen anything from Martin Armstrong in like 6 months. I don't even know. I don't even have a good reason as to why not. So I can't comment on anything Martin Armstrong's been saying. Martin Armstrong is giving interviews about the new book. I didn't even know he had a new book. I haven't been paying attention. Perhaps you can invite him. I don't know, maybe. I don't know how to reach him. I've spoken to him. I've been to his conferences before. They're like $5,000. They're not cheap. I've been to 2 of them back in the day. I don't know, maybe I can try and I don't know. I want to say I can try and get him on a show, but it's not going to be easy. When do you think we will finally breach 14,000? Look, I honestly don't know. Oh, just in my camera. I have no idea when we're going to breach 14,000, but I do think it's going to be sooner than later. It can be tomorrow. It could be next month. I have a feeling it'll be this year, but don't hold me to that. I still think there could be a pullback back to 10. It's impossible to say, but I wouldn't be rushing in to buy right now. Let this pullback run its course. We're on a MRI top today. Do you now think that Bitcoin is no longer correlated with the stock market? I thought I already answered that. It's correlated, but to the upside. Tone, what do you think about NVT indicator? If we compare, I leave the NVT stuff up to Willy Woo. Next time he comes on the show, we'll talk about it some more. When is the law review coming back? Good question. Maybe I'll try to do it next month, I promise. Tone, the NVT stuff again. Look, I'm not an NVT guy. This is why I bring on people that do on-chain analytics. Yeah, learn to use your hardware wallet. Some good buy the dip areas. Well, the closest buy the dip to us right now is this 1150 area. 1150 area is a buy the dip. Below that, we'd have to, well, by the time we get back to 11 and a half, we're probably going to be at I think that's the 20-week moving average. It is. So if we fall below the 20-week moving average, now we're looking at the double bottom of 10,000, and that should be in line with the 50-week moving average. Now, I'm not going to be very happy with that double bottom because I don't like double bottoms. If we only had gone to 14,000, I would be very confident that we're not going below 11 and a half for possibly ever. Similarly to how I think we're not going to go below 10,000, possibly ever. And however, getting back to 10,000 is a big problem for my style of trading. The reason is because I don't like double bottoms and I don't like double tops. For example, if you go back right here to September of last year, wow, over a year ago, where we bounced right off of 7,700, 7,600, and we rallied over the next few weeks all the way to 10,500. And when we started falling, the one place where I would not have been comfortable with buy the dip is back in that $7,600 area, because it would have created a double bottom. But look what happened. We broke right through that area and we went lower. So this is my current concern. If we assume that this last buy the dip that took place at 10,000 was absolutely perfect, because you see it was a double top from February of this year and February of this year and June of this year, double top at 10,000. Creates the perfect buy the dip at 10,000. But if we get back to this area, I'm not going to like it at all. So if we get back to 10,000 now, somewhere within the next 3 months, I'm going to be very uncomfortable with 10,000 as a buy the dip. So for me personally, 11,500 is a much better buy the dip from a TA perspective. And if we don't hit it, and if we do go down to 10, I think there is a high probability we're going to go lower. And unfortunately, if we go to the next Fibonacci line, which is 9,000, that creates another double bottom, which creates the same problem as 10,000 does. But this trend line and this 200-week moving average are a lot stronger. So the last thing I want to see is a $10,000 Bitcoin. Some of these trading concepts are really hard to explain. I'll just say that if we get to 10,000, I'm not running in to buy it. I'd rather buy 11 and a half. So that's where I'd be buying, 11 and a half. If we go to 10, I'm going to wait and try to buy 8. And because 8 would be perfect. 8 would create the equivalent of what happened here, which was 6.5. We fell to 6.5. Now we started to rally nicely. And maybe if it wasn't for COVID, maybe we wouldn't have fallen so much. Maybe, I don't know, who knows. Back when Ugly and I did a show back in June of 2019, we talked about the high probability of going back to the $3,000 range because of how fast we went up. But it's hard for me to explain to people that if we go to 10,000, I'm not very comfortable, and I'd rather, at that point, I think 8's likely. And if it happens slow enough, that would, of course, derail all my bullishness, which every single article and YouTube channel seems to be talking about at the moment. I got like 3 or 4 Google notifications on my name this morning. So in a perfect world, we push to 14 in the next week or two. Then we pull back in November into December. back to 11 and a half. And then in late December, we start, or oops, move that back. And then sometime in like around Thanksgiving or something, around late November, we start that push from 11 and a half back to 14 and break above 14. But the last thing I want to see is 10K. Gary the numbers guy. Oh my God. I haven't heard that name in years. What a scammer. The 1.1 billion was moved for $3.64. That's pretty damn good. I would be very uncomfortable moving that kind of billions for $4. I would jack my fee up a little bit. I would be comfortable moving that kind of Bitcoin for about 20, 30 bucks, just to play it safe, just to make sure that thing confirms in the next block and doesn't just linger around. I hope my explanation of why 10,000 is bad makes sense. Let's see what else we got. Apple, sure. How we doing on battery life? 14%. All right. Oh, I literally typed in the word Apple. That was silly. I'm more bearish than bullish. Not a great posture. Weekly is bullish. Monthly is bullish. Earnings is coming. But this is clearly a lower high. I don't like any of the metrics. So I would not be buying Apple right now. No, it doesn't look that bullish to me. What else we got? Do you think we'll replicate the roaring 20s of the last century in the stock market? I've been waiting for that. I did a presentation at an Acapulco back when I used to speak there. That presentation was, I think it was in 2017. I think it was in February of 2017. Might have been 2016. It could have been 2016. I don't remember. One of those. And I talked about how I'm not expecting the stock market to go into a catastrophic crash unless we replicate the, was it the raging 20s or the roaring 20s? The roaring 20s. The stock market was headed there and COVID kind of took it for a spin, but now we're back to new all-time highs. So I always expected the stock market to at least double, maybe triple before it had a catastrophe. Am I still expecting that? Let's talk about it after the election. Ask me again early January. All right, let's see what else we got. Do you think there's a future in oil? Ooh, I still think there is a future in oil. I don't think the oil industry is going anywhere. I think also the oil industry has so many patents on alternative like energy technology that they'll be fine. I think there is some future in oil, but I don't, at a current valuation of the US dollar, what I don't see is a $200 oil price. It's just too much oil out there. Like all those gloom and doomers and peak oil and how we're going to run out of oil and everyone's going to die. It's just ridiculous. I mean, there's just so much oil in the ground. They got plenty. It's not going anywhere. Hopefully alternative energy will replace oil. But a lot of the alternative energy it's not necessarily cleaner. It's not. I mean, everyone raves about nuclear power. I'm not yet convinced. I would like to live in a world without a Fukushima. I'm not yet convinced that nuclear power is safe, based on natural disaster safe. So what happens if Yellowstone explodes? I mean, 80% of the US population will die, but what happens to all the nuclear power plants? So I'm a little concerned. Giant earthquakes could happen. I mean, there are earthquake-prone zones which no one's dumb enough to build a nuclear reactor on, but just because you built your nuclear reactor in an area that hasn't had an earthquake in 500 years doesn't mean that it can't. So I'm a little concerned about nuclear energy, only from the fact that us humans haven't experienced a real natural disaster in centuries, like a serious, like a Pompeii explosion or Krakatoa. Like we haven't seen it. I mean, we had Mount St. Helens. We had a couple of volcanoes, but not the kill 30-40% of humans on Earth volcanoes. We haven't had those. So Toba, I think, almost killed all humans. So I'm not really convinced that nuclear energy is ideal. Just my opinion. My degree in geology didn't really teach me that much nuclear physics. I don't know. A lot of people debate me on this issue. A lot of people love nuclear energy, think it's the greenest thing since the Amazon rainforest. But I don't know. I take the opposite side of that one. And lots of debate. Solar panels are not very environmental friendly. Wind turbines, depends where you built them. That's not very environmentally friendly. A lot of this stuff piles up in landfills too that doesn't really get recycled. I don't know. Hopefully there'll be good solutions by people smarter than me. Well, by default, they'll be smarter than me if they're coming up with those solutions. Piton and you know what, guys? I'm running low on battery life here. I'm down to 12%. I don't know if I want to keep staring at regular stocks right now. MRI top, 1 to 4 day correction, and then let's reevaluate here. Let's take a little bit of a breather. Does the MRI top work similarly to the prior indicator? Yes, it does. It works exactly the same. So if you have access to the prior indicators, you have a video that you can access. It's in the same playlist that you had before, and it works exactly the same. No, I am charging the laptop. It's just that's not charging it fast enough. This laptop's a beast, guys. And I'm not traveling with the native charger. So I travel with a more portable charger through a USB-C port. And because the official charger for this laptop weighs over a kilo. It's like 1.5 kilo. Like I'll show you this thing. It's massive. I'm not traveling with it. I'm not moving around with it. All right, a few more questions here. What do you think about the new stimulus? I haven't thought about it. I haven't been paying attention. Once it passes, do you think stocks will? Probably anytime there's extra money printing, stocks tend to rise. I'd bring Joe Saz on, but I'm gonna cut the stream in 5 minutes, unfortunately. So Joe, I'll get you on another time, buddy. I'm just gonna tell Joe my battery's about to die. Wait, how do I? Where's this? Oh man, that sucks. Okay, hold on. I gotta change something here. Taskbar manager. Oh wait, wrong taskbar manager. No, I can't type in my thing here. Can I move this? I can't. Okay, that's better. Sorry, Joe. Laptop about to die. All right. So that's it, guys. If you want to support, check out vays.com. And we are, at the moment, still planning to do Unconfiscatable. But I'm going to be on the road for a little while, making sure where we can do this conference. Because Vegas is a little shut down. And we're still going to try and do it. But we have other options in states that are, you know, more human friendly. Maybe we'll do it in one of those states. But yeah, the dates are still a go, but we'll keep you posted by, either way, I was gonna wait for the election. But yeah, we're traveling around, making sure where the hell we can do this. All right, other than that, if you want to support, you can check out the affiliate page, or you can pick up one of the on-demand videos. All right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Still trying to figure out my microphone situation. I am using the audio of my new webcam, which I actually kind of like. It's not a 4K camera, but I hated my 4K camera, my other 4K camera. This one seems to be all right. Focuses too. But I'm not sure why my clip-on microphone. Yeah, that was me trying to switch back to the microphone. I don't know why it doesn't work. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all